When we think about the changes in processes, in view of an IPO, in my opinion, is a transition from small to medium that is characterized by the need to change processes in view of an IPO. Now, in all the board that I am in of private companies, I always try to impose the rules and regulations that are attached to being a public company, just because I don't want to change too much when I'm going to consider to go IPO. This said, you don't want to overdo it so that you overburden the company with processes that are not flexible enough. So you have to strike a balance between the two. Layering doesn't need to be as deep as in the past, because now you can manage many more people than in the past. Digitalizing a company is indeed a way of eliminating layers and making the control much easier, control path, information path much easier, eliminating intermediate layers of management. Setting up the incentive plan can have side effects that are not well understood or not well considered, but especially when you scale up. And so one obvious one, as we discussed before, is the fact that you misalign the interest of the company versus the performance of the individuals or the groups. It's not so easy to set up a plan that favors collaboration and the good of the company versus the good of the individuals. Is a very tight balance. So in fact, in one of the public companies I'm on the board of, the consideration of personal performance versus group performance versus company performance is carefully weighted. And so the incentive plan is a combination with weights that can change over time according to the global condition of the company itself. You can have monetary incentives, or you can have stock options, or you can have restricted stock. So you have a portfolio of choices. And of course, in general, it is true that if you give stock options, it's good for the person because he will try to do the best for the company, because stock options will be more valuable in the future. On the other hand, you create overhang in the stock. And so, for example, when you go public, this overhang of stock options can be considered negatively in terms of the company evaluation. So that is another tight balance. And also, if you are a public company, then while before stock options were free, now it's not so anymore. So you have to account for, and so you have to put on the side money that is related to the value of the stock option. And so for that reason now public companies tend to favor restricted stock, which is better for the employee and better for the company as well sometimes.